Hello friends, I hope your preparation must be going on in a very perfect manner, and as usually I am doing for the last several attempts, posting the video highlighting the important topics for business law ethics in the communication subject of IPCC for November 2014 exam. First, let us talk about the business law and the contract. The question number 1 is likely to be from the Contract Act, a practical question based upon the concept of the acceptance of the offer or bailment. Other important topics from the contract are rules with regard to the offer, capacity to contract, and the circumstances under which the doctrine of a supervening impossibility is not applicable. The point number 2 is a payment of a bonus act, the definition of a word salary, a deduction under Schedule 3 of the Act, categories of the employee exempted from the provision of the Act. These three topics important in my opinion from the Bonus Act. Now let us talk about the EPF Act, the basic wage definition, composition and the function of a central board trustee, recovery of the money due from the employers. These three topics are very important from the EPF Act. Let us talk about the Gratuity Act, the period within which the gratuity should be paid, right? The forfeiture of a gratuity and dispute with regard to the gratuity. These 3 points are very important from this topic. Now the Companies Act. You are having a two Companies Act applicable, Companies Act 1956 and the Companies Act 2013. So first of all, you must be having a clarity that how many sections and which particular sections of the Companies Act 2013 are applicable. Those sections for which 2013 Act is applicable, those sections will not be applicable from the Companies Act 1956. In my opinion, all the sections applicable from the Companies Act 2013 as per the notification of the ICAI should be done or understood in a very perfect manner. Out of a 30 marks, I guess that the 10 to 15 marks weightage will be there from the new Companies Act. Let us understand which are the important topics. A conversion of a private company into the public company and public company into the private company. The memorandum and the article, process of the incorporation of a company, the prospectus. In my opinion, the chapter of the prospectus will be the very crucial in this attempt. What are the content or requirement with regard to the prospectus? Self-prospectus as per the new Companies Act, red herring prospectus, definition of the prospectus, and what will be the liability for a misstatement in the prospectus, section 34, 35 and 37. These are very important in my opinion. See, when I am saying that these are the important topics, I am not advising you to omit other topics or other chapters. My intention is only to help you out at the last time of an examination, so that you can prepare in a good manner, in a short span of a time. Then the further issue of shares, right shares and the bonus shares, right? The buyback of shares and the section 70 of the new Act, which provide the prohibition on the buyback of shares, alteration of a share capital, reduction of a share capital, transfer and transmission difference, and remember section 58 of the new Companies Act, which provide the refusal and appeal provision for the transfer and transmission of securities, not for shares, right? The definition of a charge as per the new Act, but the provision of a charge as per the old Act, right? And the provision of a meeting, especially the section 100 of the new Act, who can call the EGM, section 102 of the new Act statement to be annexed to the notice of a meeting, provision with regard to the quorum of a new meeting. Now these are very important in my opinion. Now let us talk about the business ethics. No economic growth without ecological cost. The difference between the ethics and the moral, iron law responsibility, social accountability, fairness and the honesty are the main character of the business, main pillar of the business. Harassment at the workplace, sustainable development. What are the rights of a consumer and how to protect the right of a consumer? How to create an ethical environment in the company, right? What are the reasons for the purpose of behaving unethically in accounting and finance? All the threat. Then communication, the process of a communication, the principles, merit, demerit of the oral communication, barriers to the communication, especially the semantic barrier, right? Ethical dilemmas. The last two chapters with respect to the drafting, corporate reporting, the drafting on the part of the company in terms of notice, meeting, agenda paper, these are very important, and out of this, gift deed and the affidavit are very important. Many students complain that, sir, we understand each and every point of ethics, but when it comes to writing in an exam, we are unable to write it in a proper manner. My advice to them that they should learn the ethics not only by reading, but while they are reading, they should write the several points. Ethics can be scored by writing practice. Same way, the two chapters of a communication with drafting, it can also be learned in a better way by drafting practice. Many students are asking also that, sir, do we require to write a sections or a section number? My answer is a yes, for those who can remember it in a very perfect manner, and no for those who are not good in remembering the sections. Remember, start your answer, each question and answer on separate page. Even though it is a sub question or a sub answer, start with a separate page. Make your presentation a very neat and clean. Write into the point to point manner instead of writing in a one paragraph or at a stage in a one page. I hope that if you will follow all of these advices and keep these points in mind, you will score the good mark. Wish you best of luck. Thank you.